Why is car insurance so expensive? We've made cars really safe. Cars have gotten bigger and they've gotten more expensive, which makes a lot of sense. But we're always getting upset. So if you take a look, car insurance goes up maybe by 10 or 20% a year. That's really gonna kind of piss you off a little bit. That is a lot of money. So let's take a look. Your car has a lot of airbags. If you talk to some friends who've been in accidents, there's a chance that the airbags went off when the car crashed. And then the car insurance company is quite likely to write that car off and total it. So the car really wouldn't be resold. It goes to a scrapyard, probably then sent to Mexico or Venezuela, fixed up, and it's back on the road there. You can fix the airbags, but they're very expensive to replace. Because we made the car a lot safer, which is a good thing, fewer people die or get injured, but the airbags go off. So now that car gets totaled very easily. So that means that all the write-offs that the insurance company has to deal with, they're gonna increase a lot. And as cars get bigger, they have a lot more safety equipment, they're heavier, so when you get into an accident with a bigger, heavier, more expensive car, it's gonna do more damage to both vehicles. So then you're gonna start to see an increase in the replacement cost for those cars as time goes on. And now, big cars but they make smaller cars less safer. So if you take a look at it, you used to be able to buy a relatively cheap car and insure it and get it fixed. But now I think we're seeing that people don't want to drive a small car because it doesn't feel safe. That's my parents. So they buy a more expensive, bigger car, and insurance rates could actually be a little smaller for the SUV because the SUV is going to do more damage if it hits a smaller car than it's going to take. So it's going to be safer for the driver, but it may be less safe for other people. What are the side effects of this? It means that small cars, their insurance gets more expensive and they become less safe. So there's more of an incentive for everybody to switch over to a bigger SUV for safety. You don't want to be in the smaller car because you don't feel safe. You might feel too low to the ground. So there's kind of a collective side effect that we all see. Everybody starts to get bigger vehicles to feel safer. And then at the same time, the other side effect is that as insurance gets more expensive, people either opt out of it. So you run with no insurance. There could be some states have 20% of people have no car insurance, or you could be underinsured. That means you don't have enough liability or collision insurance to cover things. That's going to increase the incentive for drivers to do what's called a hit and run. So if you hit somebody, a pedestrian, a bicyclist, a kid, or another car, and if you can get away, you might take off because you don't have the insurance. If you stay at the scene of the accident, you take responsibility for something, you're now on the hook for a lot of money. If you don't have insurance, it just sucks. I was in an accident with an uninsured car a while ago, and my brother had to take somebody to court to get the money back. It took years. It's not a lot of fun. It means it's hard to get to work, and it's a huge problem. So there's a lot of people with no insurance or a lack of really good insurance, and nobody's really cracking down on that, so just try to avoid getting into accidents.